What is up, guys? Going over the Iowa Purdue preview. I know this is only like what 5 hours before game time, not even 4.5. So I'm sorry this is late, but I'm still getting to it. First, let's just go straight over it. I'll jump into the just what our recap was, or what our game looked like the first time we played them. Before that, we've got so much energy from this last game, winning at Nebraska, right? We came out, we were the team that played harder. We wanted it more, right? And we've got how many games left? Let me look schedule. We got Iowa, then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Including this game, we have 7 games left, right? We still have a chance to win the Big Ten. With Illinois falling, Michigan State just fell last night to Wisconsin, right? We have a chance to go out and get the Big Ten, but we have to clean sweep. We have to win the rest of our schedule. And I think it's doable. And it starts tonight against Iowa. The game is at 5 o'clock. We've played them once already this season, and I can say that game was ugly. It wasn't a good game. We did not come out and play very well. Iowa isn't a sleep. They're not a bad team. They are. They're 18-6. Okay, they're still a good team. They are currently 8th in the Big Ten. I do believe that they could sit around the 6 mark. I think they are better than some of these teams. But they've got Bennett Sturts, and Bennett Sturts is a dog. He has been playing very well in his last few games. He's got Wednesday against Maryland, dropped 32 points. He's 4 for 10 for 3, 13 for 21 on the field. Right, he is a player. He really has a knack for scoring. Let me see if I can get pulled up here. He averages 20 points a game. Right, he's a good scorer. And especially coming into this game, he's been on a tear. His last 6 games, like I said, Maryland 32, Northwestern 36, Washington 22, Oregon he had 32. USC had 20, and Rutgers he had 20. IU he had 27. Right, he's got a knack for scoring. He can score the basketball. He's a good shooter. What is the average on the year? I think he's high 30s. Oh, he's 40. Okay, he averages 40.5% from 3. Right, good shooter. Also a good facilitator. Averages just under 5 assists per game. But if you look at this Iowa team, he is what makes them go, right? He is their offense. His supporting cast is nothing crazy. They do have a deep team as in how many people play, but as in help for him, there is not much that happens, right? Tavion Banks is pretty much his biggest help after that. He's got 11 points, 4.6 rebounds, 1.2 assists. And he shoots at 48% from 3, but that's because he doesn't shoot very many of them. Excuse me. But yeah, this is a game where if we don't come out with energy, they could sneak away and get it because of the caliber of player Bennett Sturts is. But coming outside of our game against Nebraska, I think if we come in with the energy that we played in that game, if we play with that energy the rest of the season, we're going to be a tough team to beat because we stepped it up so much defensively strictly just because of how hard we played, right? A lot of times during the season, we have seen our bigs get brought up to the three-point line. I'm going to use Trey. And then they get shot, and then they're out of the case for rebounding because they're at the three-point line. We saw a lot of Trey getting to the perimeter, shot goes up, crashes hard, right? And goes up and gets that. A lot of it, I think, had to do with we played more drop coverage. Yes, with Sturts, he's a good shooter. I think the game plan is make Sturts beat you and take everybody else away, because he doesn't have much of a supporting cast, right? He is pretty much their offense. He's what makes them go. He is their guy, and he's good. He's good. I mean, he can score 30 on any night, but 30 points can't beat you individually. So I think this is something where we let him do his thing. He's gonna get his shots off. He's a good player. Stick CJ on him. Let CJ minimalize him as much as possible, but you take everybody else away. Because if we look at the last game where they played against us, we kind of did that, right? We kind of tried to take Sturts away, and then the supporting cast did pitch in. They did have a good game. Kale Combs was 4 for 5 from 3, and I don't have it pulled up, but I had seen it since then. He's like not even close to that. Like, that is not something that he does on a regular basis. And the same with Tavion Banks, 3 for 3 behind the arc. That's not something those two do on a regular basis. Of course, it happens against us. I think a lot of it to do with that's kind of when some of our defensive struggles were starting. But I think this is a game where, we showed that they kind of came in and we tried to take away Sturts away and make everybody else beat you. I think this is a situation where coming in with the energy we've had, make Sturts beat you and stop everybody else. And I think, going over this box score from the last game, Bennett Sturts still had 19. He was 7 for 15, but he was only 2 for 9 from 3, right? We forced him to take some tough shots. I think he is. He does get into these times where he tries to take his guy one-on-one, and he doesn't necessarily attack the basket at times, and he hangs around that three-point line when he's dribbling, and then he shot fakes and tries to do the step-through threes, stuff like that. We did force him to get some up at, into the shot clock, and I think we have the ability to do that again. I think defensively, we need to see the effort we saw against Nebraska. Offensively, I want to see us put it to them. I believe they have us winning by 1 point. I think that it can be a double-digit win. Not taking away from Iowa, they're still a good team, but their team is Bennett, and if we can, make everybody else take them out of the game and make Bennett do everything, we have a good chance. I do think we win this game, but it all again comes down to energy again and execution. Looking at this game, Braden had a good game, but Braden didn't score until the second half. He ended with 16 points, and going into halftime, he either had 2 points or he was scoreless, right? He ended 6 for 9 on the field and didn't even attempt a three-point shot. And then we look at everybody else. Clough had a decent game, 10 points. He was 4 for 4. But look at this, he had 4 rebounds, right? Coming out of Nebraska, and I know I keep saying this, I think that switch has been flipped, right? I think, you could see it in Trey, you could see it in Clough. They're like, okay, we got to go, right? What was happening in the beginning of the season, that's over. We got to go. And I think and Trey only had 2 rebounds. I think this is a game where our front court can dominate the game. They really don't have anybody that matches up with either one of them well. So I think that something of energy continues, and they come in and have a good game. In this game, everybody kind of contributed for us. Daniel had 7, Omer had 5, Jack had 6, Chikari had 3, but, and we shot the ball 43% from 3, but we only attempted 14 shots, and that's not really normal for us. We were 27 for 51, so 53%. We had a good free throw shooting game, 19 for 22, which is 86%, and only turned the ball over 9 times to their 13. But I think this is a game where we just go out and continue the energy that we had, hand it to them, and show them that we're back. I want to see Trey and Oscar's play continue. I think Daniel definitely gets in more than what he did against Nebraska. He only had 5 minutes. I want to see Lawyer go again. He had 4 for 17 from Nebraska, but they force you to shoot a lot of threes. Okay, I just want to see some more makes go in, especially when we come in playing Michigan on Tuesday. Um, this definitely isn't an easy game. It's not something we can just roll by, but I think it is something that I want to see us get going and stay going. Right, I want us to see that consistency and that level of play the whole game, and in hopes that carries over to Tuesday against Michigan, and we just need to see that energy roll over for the rest of the season. Um, but yeah, it'll be a fun matchup watching, Sturts and Braden. That was the talk going into the last game, but it's kind of a disappointing, right? It was good to see Braden score in the second half, but it was a little bit disappointing of a game. As he also, he did have 8 assists. I think this is a game where his assist numbers can go up as well. I could see a 12 assist game. We haven't seen I guess he had 10 against Nebraska, but we want to see these high assist games for him, in hopes that he gets to that record. I got the Braden shirt on right now. It says Puppet Master, right? Because he dictates the offense and gets guys in their spots, and I'm hoping to see a lot of that in this game. I'm just hoping overall that everybody comes in, has a good game. I hope we dominate the glass again in this game. We only had 26 rebounds as a team, right? That's really bad compared to what we can do and what we're capable of. Daniel did have 9, so this was a good game for him. I think this is a game where we see Clough and Trey continue their dominance as of last game. But we want to see some of our bench guys as well, start to get in that rhythm going into this end of the season run. Just continue the momentum that we built on Nebraska, continue the energy. There was a lot of quotes that you could take away from Painter on just our energy, next play, generating good shots, right? We generated a lot of good shots in Nebraska. They just didn't fall. I think that changes tonight. I think we hit shots and continue to, first of all, just to continue to get shots that we want. But, yeah, I think the key of the game, again, which when you look into keys to the game for Purdue, it's typically always Braden's play, but I think the key is how can you contain Bennett and not let him single-handedly beat you, but take away his supporting cast, which, again, like I said, isn't necessarily a lot, but he can't score 70 by himself and win the game, right? We got to contain everybody else, and, Bennett's going to get his shots, but we don't want to see him get to 30, right? So that'll be interesting. I hope they put CJ on him and just kind of let CJ do his thing, kind of like what he did with Price against Nebraska. Just in that first half, he pretty much took him away, and I'm hoping to see that CJ's matchup. He's on watch for Defensive Player of the Year for the Big Ten, and I want to see him continue that stretch of just caliber of defense in hopes that he continues that play and is able to get that award. So it'll be fun to watch. Bennett Sturts is a great player. We'll see how Purdue continues this stretch on how they've been playing, in hopes that it continues, and in hopes that our dominance just rises to the occasion. And I'd love to see a first half like we did against Nebraska. I'd love to see that for the whole game and just put it to them and show that we're back. So I hope you guys all get a good result for this, as I do. I hope that Purdue comes out and punches them in the mouth. But thank you for stopping by. Be ready for the recap, and yeah, I will try to get the video out for a Michigan preview either Monday or tomorrow. So stay tuned for that as well. Thanks for stopping by, guys.